I love the script, I love the story, I love the character. I was a big fan of the John Wick franchise and of Keanu, of course, and I just saw beyond all the action that was on the page, I just saw how much heart, there was in the movie, and I just loved the story.
It's there. My fault. My bad, not VFX. She's delightful to work with. Obviously, she's got a reputation and prestige, and they wanted her for this. They wanted her very much. She's the right age, the right look, and apparently she fights very well.
It just seems like once she gets going, pretty much 2/3 of the movie is just her fighting and running for her life, and killing 20 people at a time.
One of the things that I really liked about the script was that it was kind of the opposite of like John Wick's story, in the sense that John Wick is trying to get out. This was a story about a person that was deciding and wanting to get in and become an assassin. So that fascinated me because we've seen different iterations of the assassin who's either already a legend or trying to get out. John Wick being one of the best of that, in my opinion. But not very often do you get to see somebody who wants in. And what does that mean about that person? Like, what makes a person decide, you know what, I think I should become an assassin? And what mentally is going on there to get to that point?
This is the final stage of your training.
It was months of training and working with the stunt team and my trainer and getting stronger and getting more capable and literally going from learning how to do a cartwheel to the very complex, action scenes and learning about all the weapons, and it was just a little bit of everything, it was full on.
I love what Keanu does. He speaks very slowly and he means what he says. And if you ask him a question, he'll answer in the fewest words possible.
No, I mean, how do I start doing it?
Looks like you already have.
Norman he has such a good presence and energy on camera, and he's really powerful, and he's just, there's this coolness about him, is wonderful, and he's really badass too, and he's very professional, and you can tell that he's also enjoying this world, and he's really comfortable doing these action scenes. So we got to play off each other really well.
Keanu is one of the coolest and most professional actors I've ever worked with.
It's because of his sincerity as a human being, and because of his love of the character. I think it's important that he came back again. Oh yeah, because if it's a reference to John Wick, also, I said you and Chad, so you better make sure that it follows in the tradition. Be there for a while, set the tone. So that's why he came out early. I mean, we're only, the fourth week of production, but they've had us all in here. So, I mean, you've had John, you've had John Wick, you've had Keanu, and then you've got me doing my bit now, and then Angelica will be coming in. So it sort of sets the tone for the rest of the movie, which I think is a good thing, and I think Anna appreciates that as well.
And 3, 2, 1, action!
When I read the script, I was really, I didn't think you could find a way to expand the world in a way that felt completely different and at the same time completely connected, but they did. And the thing that it's interesting. I was talking to Len, the director, tonight, and I asked him, are you a big fan of classics, particularly Shakespeare, because it feels very Shakespearean, because it deals with the bounds, individuals trying to assert their individuality within the bounds of cultural restrictions. But this takes it to the level of family. So it made me think of Lear and, Hamlet, all that stuff. And the action, even though the story is incredibly cohesive and exciting, the action's off the hook.
John Wick and Eve, they both suffered loss. And so there's a commonality there. They cross paths hardcore. John Wick is on his way out of all the ramifications and consequences that he's been through. And Eve is just beginning to go down that road. So there's understanding, but also a warning of, advice. I don't want to say bigger brother, but in terms of real life, of a bigger brother's been through it and says, just understand what you're getting yourself into if you go down this path.
Being in this film with Keanu means so much to me because I met Keanu 10, 11 years ago. We did our first film together, and now we're back here, and I am, in this film that is an extension of an amazing franchise that he and Chad created that people love, and now he's in my film supporting me, and it's just pretty surreal, moment. It's just wonderful.
Just putting the light down, like giving up, just staring at it, what she's doing. Yeah, let me for me it was great to it felt like coming home. I was working with some of the same people, training and doing the choreography. Anna's great, and had some good, juicy, dramatic stuff to do. So yeah, it was fun.
People that love the John Wick films are going to love seeing not only the world expanded upon, but specifically seeing the world of the Resca-Roma come to life. And then there's the notion that you could take a mythology that is so unique and expand it with almost a complete other mythology is really exciting, and I think people will love that. And then everybody's going to get to see all the great John Wick action.
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
These kind of films in particular are made for people to experience on a big scale. The scope of the film and all the details, and you need to feel the danger, you need to be at the edge of your seat with your popcorn and just really enjoy the ride with the sound, with the image, with the actors, the emotions, that everything that's going on. It is definitely a movie for theaters.
And what, may I ask, is your name?
Curta o vídeo, inscreva-se no canal e ative o sininho para receber notificações sempre que novos conteúdos forem publicados. Assim, você não perde nenhuma novidade e fica por dentro de tudo que compartilhamos por aqui. Muito obrigado.